my friends, and welcome back. So, I'm kind of feeling some of these copycat recipes sure are fun, and I'm not much into fast food, but I sure like doing those copycat recipes. So today I'm going to do the KFC biscuits. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not a big KFC person, but you can't say anything bad about their biscuits. They sure are good. So let's try to make them. All right, we're going to get out the food processor. We're going to start by adding in 2 cups of flour. We're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of regular sugar, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of regular shortening or Crisco, and 4 teaspoons of the butter-flavored Crisco. We know how buttery they taste, so I was wondering where that was coming from. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pulse this up just until it gets kind of clumpy. So let's get to it. Once this is all good and clumped up, they call that cutting in the butter, but we're not really using butter, but you know what I'm saying. Now we're going to add in 1 cup of milk. Now you can use buttermilk or whole milk, it says. So I'm going with whole milk. So we're going to go ahead and pour this in. Then we're going to pulse this just until it's all mixed together, and it's going to get kind of sticky, it says. So be prepared. We're heading to the sticky zone. Alrighty, we are sticky. Now you're going to take a board and you want to flour it pretty well. And we're going to take our sticky mass and we're going to put this right on here, and we're going to knead it just until it gets unsticky. So it says it'll probably take about 10 to 12 kneads. So let's get all this good stuff on here and see if we can't get this together. Alrighty, now once you've got it all kneaded into a bowl, and they were right, it didn't take much to knead it out. Now we want to roll this out until it's like about 1/2 inch thick. So we're going to get on that next. The old rollout. Next, we're going to cut this into 12 biscuits. Now, if you like them round, you can get out your cookie cutter and then reshape and reshape until you get all your round ones. But I like just doing it this way. They taste the same. So we're going to cut it into three ways this way, and then 4 the other way, and that gives you a dozen. Now we're going to transfer these little guys over to a parchment paper. Now you want them separated just a little bit. You want them to just barely almost touch, just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of these and pop them in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. But before we do that, hold on. Thank you guys so much for reminding me. I almost forgot a step. Now you want to take a little bit more of your whole milk and you want to brush these biscuits. You want to brush them with milk before we put them into that oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. So here I go. These, I'm just hoping these taste just like them, because if they do, there is no need to go to KFC and pay their crazy, crazy price, because as you can see, this isn't costing a whole lot of money to make a nice set of 12, a dozen of biscuits. There we go. Off to the oven. Alrighty, these smell really good. They are fresh out of the oven. Now you want to baste them with butter as soon as, while they're still hot. So I'm going to do that. And then you want to serve these warm. So we're going to let them cool a bit though, because they are piping hot and we sure don't want to burn our mouth. But this must be the trick as to how they make them so buttery. They baste them with butter when they come out like this. So I'm going to give them a good basting because I want them to be super buttery. Welcome to KFC.
Can I take your order?
Yeah. So we do I think the best thing that KFC has is their biscuits, right? So I'm trying to make the copycat recipe. Save you guys all a trip. They taste like their biscuits.
It's a little denser.
Mm.
Did you use like baking soda or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a smidge more.
You know, it called for just a little bit of baking soda and a lot of baking powder.
I thought they kind of cancel each other out, don't they?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
But,
A baking battle, if you will.
right? Battle of the powders or sodas.
It's good. They're just a little bit denser. Could be a little fluffier.
Right.
If we're being honest.
Yeah. But, I mean, and it did say don't overknead it, and I didn't.
No.
But they have the same flavor. So the same ingredients.
Better pizza. Papa John's.
So, yeah, I think...
it's good. Could use maybe...
maybe a little more baking soda would give it more lift.
Yeah. You know, I'm no Gordon Ramsay, but that's what I would suggest.
But this isn't Hell's Kitchen either. Just saying. This is really good though. If you're trying to make like the KFC thing at home, just as good.
It works.
And a lot cheaper. They're expensive. They order, like if you just order 2 little biscuits there, I forget how much it is, but it's like $5 or something for 2 little biscuits. They think they're gourmet.
Bye.